What's up, guys? What's going on? Happy Monday. Monday fun day. Um, we got to start off Monday with some controversy. It's my bad, guys. I started the controversy, to be honest. um, so I made a post, I think yesterday, talking about the new UFC BJJ. So that kind of started a lot of this stuff. So give me 1 second. All right, we definitely live right now. So let's get into it a little bit, if it will change over. Um, so I made a post. I said, "Is UFC BJJ good for the sport?" If you guys watch I think my last live stream or last video, I talked a lot about that. I know a lot of people will say yes, and the more professional events, the better. But now we are seeing more exclusive contracts that seek to build up their roster versus giving us the matchups we really want. So yeah, that's how I felt. I made a post and got some traction. So apparently, you piss people off, you get more views. I would be jaded, but I posted a technique video that did pretty well too. So that's a good lesson for marketing. You gotta kind of hit different angles. Pause on that. You gotta hit different angles, guys. Andre BJ Hero says, "I don't think this is the year. This is a yes or no question. Any big investment in our sport is a good thing, particularly with such a large platform as UFC, Fight Pass. The question here is the exclusivity they ask from their athletes. So yeah, you got to sign an exclusive contract, I believe, to be on there. On one hand, the investment is welcome at the same. Limiting an athlete's reach when they don't have the best players is very short-sighted and damaging for the athlete and the sport as a whole. No gi is stabbing itself in the back while the gi keeps growing and looking better than ever. So, yeah, no gi. We're seeing kind of everybody's trying to build their moat, as my friend Charles No would say, build your moat. Um, which would work if there was a lot of talent to go around. Um, but you see, the talent is the same everywhere. Tackett, Cicernos, Andy Varela. That's the same talent you saw at CJI, same talent you saw at main character, same talent you saw at ADCC trials, same talent you saw in Who's Number One. So right now we don't have, or there is talent out there, but it has to be cultivated. So when these events like Polaris, UFC, Who's Number One, they make these exclusive contracts. That makes it so that there's going to be a lot of matchups we won't be able to see, and then a lot of athletes like Mikey, they're kind of stuck. They're kind of stuck in that contract. Mikey can't do Worlds, he can't do ADCC, he can't do CJI. When he should be doing those tournaments, we want to see Mikey. He's still, I think he's 27, 28, 29 or something. We still want to see Mikey compete. But he's been kind of relegated to these events where he's not fighting the best people. The best person he fought recently was Gabriel Souza, and that was like a year ago, 2 years ago, or something like that. I want to see Baby Shark versus Mikey. I want to see Pato versus Mikey. Well, Pato Part 2. I want to see Junie again. Someone said Wild picked a dude that has no gi comps posted on his record. Yeah, so dude, the guy they found, he's good. He just won Pans, but he needed some more time to cook, to develop. My friend Charles says dream opponent coach would have been Baby Shark or Pato. Think Junie BJJ would be dope. Deagle, we got some heavy hitters in here. What makes it even weirder, I think, is that they had a match booked with I guess Gio, and that vanished. Why not just put him into the second coaching spot? Yeah, who? Somebody's not thinking over at UFC. So Mikey was supposed to have a match versus Gio, then they pushed it back. I guess to film this thing, but they couldn't get Gio to just stick around a little bit longer. I think it's convenient for Mikey. He's a Las Vegas native, and that's where UFC HQ is. Furthermore, if you want a UFC fighter or vet, if you are a UFC fighter or a UFC vet, you have all the access you need when it comes to PT, training, nutrition, and have all the top guys working with you to help with your success. It says anything but changing the rules to make it watchable. So a lot of pushback. I don't know. We'll keep you guys updated. A lot of stuff going on. I mean, I'm not a fan of the UFC, really, to be honest, but you guys love the UFC. You guys love Dana White. Some really cool and interesting news. We got Alistair Overeem. He's the great-grandson of an illegitimate child of King William III of the Netherlands. So pretty cool. Pretty cool right there. That's pretty awesome. So we got some royalty, almost royalty right there. You know, Overeem had a very regal air about him, very regal. It says Alistair Overeem, the former Strikeforce Dream and K1 heavyweight champion and UFC title contender, I believe, has a surprising royal connection. He is a descendant from King William III of the Netherlands. According to Overeem, his maternal great-grandmother was an illegitimate child of the Dutch monarch, linking him to the royal house of Orange. This royal lineage adds an intriguing layer to Overeem's storied career, where he has often been dubbed the Demolition Man. Now he's the king, Bruce Buffer, for his dominance in combat sports. His connection to Dutch royalty even led to an invitation to dine with Prince Willem Alexander at the Dutch royal house, highlighting the unique intersection of his athletic achievements and notable heritage. So he doing better than all of us. What's the titles? Duke, Viceroy Overeem. Couldn't they just say 2 times great-grandson instead? Well, they said great-grandson. It says scandalous birth is the opposite of royalty. Well, genetics don't lie. Says calling him grandson implies he's part of a royal family, so this was the correct phrasing. If our king was ripped like that, I'd bend the knee 100%. That's how the kings used to be built. I mean, back way back when they had to conquer and fight left and right. Overeem could have been the king back in the day. Who was going to fight Overeem back then? I wasn't. Would you guys be fighting Overeem for control of the kingdom? Nope. You'd be bending the knee too. Honestly, I don't even understand. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, his mom is Dutch. His dad is Jamaican. So the king is his great-great-grandfather. Fixed it for you. It says horse meat is the horse meat is the secret to becoming a king. We was kings. No, Overeem was king. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. Overeem, King Overeem, Overeem the Third. That's pretty awesome. Overeem always had a regal air about himself. So pretty cool, man. We'll move on, but that's a little history lesson for us. Little history. We talked a little bit about this. We reread the statement from Sinistro, It says the truth behind the $52 million BJJ lawsuit. Francisco Sinistro Itelarade speaks out. So we did read his post, and it looks like he's reenacting what happened here. So just a short recap. Sinistro went to do this roll, and I guess the guy had his head posted, but you see him kind of move his head at the last second, and I guess that put pressure on the spinal cord there. Bad situation. The guy was a white belt, but he trained a lot. He competed and wrestled. Kind of a freak move. That's why I'm always telling you guys to work on your technique. Work that technique, guys. I know you guys just want to roll and, ecologically, figure stuff out ecologically, but sometimes you got to drill the technique first, guys. Drill the move safely first. Someone said, okay, but putting a gentle arts rash guard to talk about it is wild. Well, he's marketing too. Craig Jones said all marketing is good marketing. It was his motto for his days as a competitor, and if you ever train with him, you'll understand why. He says, I'm not criticizing, I was just stating the obvious. Well, that's his branding, gentle art. Says anybody who knows Sinistro knows he's an absolute class act, a fantastic technician, and one of the most caring guys you'll ever meet in the sport. In a sport full of brutes, his style is purely based on speed, flexibility, and technical precision. Sinistro a little wild too, though. Says almost 15 years of grappling experience, but passed off as a beginner. Well, remember these lawyers aren't your friends when they go to sue you. They're not your friends, so I don't know what else to say. They're gonna make you look as terrible as they can. Unfortunately, that's what they do, man. They try to make that get their cut of the $52 million. I wouldn't be surprised if the dude that sued only got 10% of that. 5 or 10% maybe. Maybe a little bit more, 20%. So we got some comments here. I'm just kind of skimming a little bit, guys. I ain't reading too much into them. Again, don't go bullying Sinistro. This happened in 2017, guys, almost 20 years ago, or 10 years ago. 8 years ago? We got some more UFC BJJ news. Nothing. Man, I'm making content off of these guys. I'm getting some content off these guys.
Believe in it, and so when I heard UFC's believing in it, I was full send just to support them in any way I could. So I'm so happy to be a part of the UFC team and out here making a difference in the sport and also the world, the community, everything. It's awesome.
What do you feel like is going to be the biggest game changer?
I really think the biggest game changer is going to be the fishbowl rounded corner octagon. It's just so genius. I fought in so many different rule sets and mat spaces over the years in my life, and it is by far the most comfortable, action-focused rule set, and just like mat space in general, I love it so much.
How big of an impact do you think it will be having the UFC get behind jiu-jitsu in this way?
I think it's going to be such a big impact. Jiu-jitsu is an excellent sport, and they just need someone to believe in it. And so when I heard UFC's believing in it, I was full send just to support them in any way I could. So I'm so happy to be a part of the UFC team and out here making a difference in the sport and also the world, the community, everything. It's awesome.
What do you feel like is going to be the biggest game changer?
I really think the biggest game changer is going to be the fishbowl rounded corner octagon. It's just so genius. I fought in so many different rule sets and mat spaces over the years in my life, and it is by far the most comfortable, action-focused rule set, and just like mat space in general, I love it so much.
How big of an... So,
Tackett is a good company man, he's still pretty young. I think he believes in the UFC. My advice, talk to the old heads. Talk to the guys that have been run around by the UFC, been played by the UFC, underpaid by the UFC. That's my advice to all the young guys. Go talk to some old unks out there. Go talk to the people that have been in the UFC for 10 years. Go talk to Sean Strickland. What does Sean Strickland say about the UFC? he didn't have too much good stuff to say about the UFC. Go talk to any of the old dudes that were in UFC and no longer a part of it. Nobody. The only person that looked happy to be in UFC is Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier, he a company man. He the only person that be like, I love the UFC. It's amazing. Who else be like really on the UFC ball sack like that? I can't think of anybody. Daniel Cormier, the only person. And that's because Dana White gave him $1 million. So he went from $0 to $1 million. Does anybody who else is like loves the UFC like that? Jason says the more I watch how the UFC does business, the more I'm losing interest in their product. The UFC gyms are a joke, and now they are making UFC BJJ gyms to further water down MMA, just like karate and taekwondo. So yeah, again, guys, remember this is for profit. They gotta please the shareholders. They don't care about us; they care about the shareholders. And these companies, remember they can write off. They can waste $12 million on the UFC BJJ, and that's a write off. That's a tax, some type of tax scheme or something like that. It's a game for these guys, man. It's a game. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about Tackett. They don't care about Mikey. They don't care about none of these people. All they care about is making money off of you. And I can't think of anybody outside of Cormier who's like, I love the UFC. I can't wait. Dana White's amazing. Maybe a few other guys. Also remember, these guys got CTE. They're not in their right minds. So Tackett, man, he's young. He's just, getting behind the UFC. Probably it was always his dream to be, a part of the UFC, in the UFC. So he is a part of the UFC. So let's see how he is after a year or two of being a part of this. If he stays, if he goes. Got a couple comments. UFC BJJ is gonna be fire. That's a bot. And Tackett does he likes the attention. He's a good kid from what I remember, but he does like the attention. So, and UFC will give you all the attention in the world, but they ain't gonna pay you. So maybe he can make this into something else. I feel like Fionn, she might go into MMA. Tackett, a lot of these guys might just go into MMA if they want to make the big money and get the pay-per-view points. That's what you got to do, man. Unfortunately, just fighting that's not good enough. You got to get the pay-per-view. Yeah, and it's pretty wild. He's done CJI. He's done everything. So he got more experience than most people. He got more experience than the coach, than the other coach. Let's see. UFC Muay Thai. Yeah, I mean, remember the UFC brought us slap fight. So I don't know what else to say. I don't trust the UFC. I don't trust Dana White. He created slap fight, the worst sport in history. Is there a sport worse than slap fight? Let's make that a poll. All right, guys, we got a poll, so if you guys want to answer, go ahead. Let's look at this one. So that's the ring they're going to be using, the knockoff CJI pit, karate pit. Apparently, there was another event that used a similar ring. I don't think it was as deep. Pause on that. As deep as this thing though. What was the name of that? It wasn't Karate Fight. It's something older. I can't remember now. It was like orange mat and something else. There was another There was another. They did like a little pit like this, and then it had the cage coming up, but it wasn't as deep as this. That's what she said. But says no more running away. Let's go. Well, you couldn't run away in the CJI ring either. But again, Tacky can't bring that up. Says 15K to win, 15K by submission. I don't know. I don't think it was that much. Maybe. Wait, 15K to win the whole thing? No way. That's a waste of money. Or not a waste of money, but that's not enough money for those guys. No more running, no more resets. Let's see. Beyblade. Beyblade recognized as a real sport. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather see Beyblade, human Beyblade, than that. So we got the UFC bots in there. Alrighty, so I'm not really sold on this thing. That's kind of cool, actually. Pretty cool. I mean, come on, man. That's a ripoff of Karate Fight. Same concept, same rule set, same fighters. It's all the same. It's all the same. So we'll see what happens with this. How is that keeping the people from running up that thing? I can run up that thing pretty easily. So nah, it looks dumb to me. It looks dumb to me. You know what? Let's make it with 8 sides. You know what? And also, we're gonna bypass the trademark. We're not gonna make it straight up and down. It's gonna have a little curve there, like a skateboard ramp. It doesn't look clean to me. It looks, I don't know, looks like a bowl, like one of those glass bowls, serving bowls or something. I'm giving the UFC a hard time. They couldn't come up with something better. We got our Gen Z guy. You guys you probably seen him on here a few times. He's going to talk to us about stuff.
Top 3 things that wrestlers do that are stupid when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Number 1, you try too hard. Wrestling is more athletic dependent, which means you can get away with a lot of things with purely strength, athleticism, and speed. In jiu-jitsu, all of those things help, but unfortunately, when it gets to the ground, it's a little bit different. But when you're actually using a bunch of effort and this guy's sitting on the ground and you're in his closed guard trying as hard as you possibly can to get out, you might just ask yourself out. Also, trying that hard is not conducive for learning. We're confusing effort and intensity. Intensity will make you tough. Effort will make you good. So you have to have a conscious effort when you're trying to learn jiu-jitsu techniques. That's why play wrestling and flow rounds are probably the best tool you could possibly use in jiu-jitsu, along with positional sparring, which I talked about earlier on my page. If you like this, like and follow.
So I like my bro, he Gen Z, so he got it sped up and, a lot of quick edits. So if you guys want to check him out, BJJ Struggles. He's been kind of at the forefront of letting us know about the USA Grappling, which I still need to sign up for. I think I need to do it soon. Yeah, cool kid, man. Cool kid. We got a little video. This is for all my dads out there, all my married dudes out there. This is you guys. Can't play the music, but you guys see he got a black belt on. He goes home, takes his black belt off, put his white belt on, wipe the sleep out of his eye, and then he goes to cleaning. So that's all my married guys out there. Make sure you're pulling your weight at the house. I mean, I don't got to do that stuff, but you guys got to do that stuff. Make sure you're cleaning up, doing the dishes, cutting the grass. Shout out to Frank the Tank. Make sure you out there cutting the grass. My friend Frank the Tank he be cutting the grass every day. Even when it rains or shines, you got to cut that grass. He be cutting the grass on 4th of July, Christmas. I'm talking about in Jersey too. So that's you guys right there. Kayla Harrison. Shout out to Kayla Harrison. Is she a 2-time Olympic gold medalist? Because I think she might be the first and only in judo for America. So shout out to her. She got a Kimura. She got the Kimura. UFC, don't hit me, UFC. Don't hit me, UFC. UFC might get me though. So she got the Kimura, guys. I ain't gonna show anymore. UFC will take this stream off. You guys seen it before. UFC get the stream off real fast. But shout out to her. Says the moment Kayla Harrison became a UFC champion. Best thing about Kayla, oh, you guys can't see it all. Where's the article at? You guys can't see. The best thing about Kayla Harrison is that she's always thanks God. She thanks God and gives glory to the Father for her accomplishments. A lot of athletes and entertainers don't do this. Are you sure? Bro, most of the athletes I know, they, especially wrestlers, bro. Wrestlers, they be like, thank you, God. God gave me this win because of God. The wrestlers a little bit more religious than maybe some of these other athletes. Most of them. I don't know where was Kyle Snyder thanking God? He wasn't thanking God that night. He got caught with the singlet out. But he's learned. He's repented, guys. He's fighting Final X. He's repented. So shout out to her, man. She just works hard, bro. I mean, I don't know what else she's done, but she's worked hard. Yeah, Dana White over here checking out his
great.
His new mat that they ripped off from CJI. My man busy. He don't care. He don't care. Awesome, cool. Are the shareholders getting their money return on interest? Okay. Mikey, people were calling out Mikey. They're saying his marketing's not good. He got that serious anterior pelvic tilt. They're saying Mikey, guys, of course, look at everybody's running around the thing. They're showing it to Fionn. That's not slanted, Fionn. That's curved, concaved. Man, they couldn't have had Fionn and Adele be the team leaders and do the girls. No, nothing like that. I don't know, man. Dana White, he is cum lord, bro. Allegedly. Jason says, I don't think the design of the wall proves you're a better grappler. It proves you can push someone back until they trip because of an uneven surface that they would never see in any other comp. I mean, we always talk about, this jiu-jitsu is not realistic. It's not self-defense. I mean, where in the world are you fighting against in something like this, in a pit like this? They should just do the fight in the bar room. I'm joking, guys. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like nobody at the UFC really. Actually, I like a couple people at the UFC. There's a couple people I like, and they're just at the UFC because the UFC's got the monopoly. That's the biggest fight event. Mikey, my man Mikey will go wherever you pay him, man. He went to ONE FC. He went to UFC. I don't know what Mikey's doing. I mean, I can't hate too much because he's making money. But again, money's not everything. I mean, look at Dana White. Look at Dana White. No amount of money's going to make Dana White a better person. Talking about the UFC, talking crap on the UFC, we got Mark Kerr. You guys know Mark Kerr. He's going to have a movie coming out with The Rock being the lead star, playing him. He's a two-time UFC heavyweight tournament winner. And back when you had to win a tournament to win the UFC. He's an NCAA. Oh, he's an NCAA Division I wrestling champion. I didn't know that. 1992. And four-time ADCC world champion. Mark Kerr. He's going to join the UFC Hall of Fame. Class of 2025. So shout out to him, man. The Smashing Machine. Can't wait to see this movie when it comes out. So yeah, hopefully we'll be good. I want to go check it out if it's in the movie theater. I'll go check it out. Yeah, we had some other fighters. Harrison, she won her first UFC title. Yeah, Marab, he beat Sean O'Malley. I know you guys like Sean O'Malley. but he didn't win this time. Main character, you guys like main character? They I guess Lucas Achilles Hosha didn't take the win. He's got a lot of stuff. Achilles got a lot of stuff going on. His sister was in the hospital. His dad was in the hospital. So maybe take some time off from competing. Take a little bit of time off from competing, and just spend time with your family. Don't worry about competing right now. That's my advice to the young man. He's super young too. What, 18, 19? Yeah, you could take a little bit of time off, spend some time with your family, get the health, make sure everybody's health is good. So that's Lucas Lira. That's Cyborg's ex-girlfriend over there too. I don't know the story on that. If you guys know the story, let me know. So I guess he won main character. Where else is a 30-year-old dude celebrating beating a 19-year-old kid? Main character. So yeah, I don't know what happened with these old guys. They kind of left. I think they left when that one kid got when he was paralyzed. I think that's what happened. What's going on with that girl down there? Miami, stand up. The Miami guy's crazy, bro. Is this main character? Who's this main character girl? Miami, Miami crew be doing some different stuff, man. Miami crew, Miami different, man. It ain't like up north. Why was he fighting a kid? Everybody's cool. It's very Gen Z. Main character. I'm the main character. I'm number one. Who's number one? Yeah, I don't know. I wish they were branded a little bit better. I like that though. I mean, I'm not saying I like the girl. She seems sweet. Got a little Red Riding Hood over here. Got a Top Gun. What's going on with all these outfits? Got Trump over there. Trump, transgender Trump. Miami Vice. Oh, so they dress up. Oh. Okay, got you. So yeah, they doing it, man. They doing it. She just came from the beach. I like that. I like that. Got the girl from Avatar over there. Talking about UFC Hall of Fame, we got Mark Coleman, another mainstay of the sport. He says, "I'm getting inducted into the USA Wrestling Hall of Fame today." Shout out to him. I'll be receiving their Courage Award. This is very special to me. Wrestling made me who I am today in so many ways. It truly is the greatest sport in the world, and for sure, if you can't wrestle, you can't fight. Wrestling is a family to me. I preach it, I promote it, and I recommend it to everyone who has kids. Get your son or your daughter and into wrestling. Confidence is everything in life. Wrestling will give you this. Turn it up a notch. There can be only one champion. You have to earn everything. There's no excuses, no days off. Be the best version of yourself. You can start today. Tomorrow is not promised. Sober is the coolest thing I've ever done. None of this would have been impossible. None of this would have been possible if I didn't get sober. It's the toughest fight of my life, and I'm winning. I'm going to win. It's the only option. Get help. I did save my life. It's your only chance or else die. Carnivore diet, 9 essential tenets. So he's been through a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of these fighters, they have addictions. I think they're trying to treat the pain. Fighting is very painful sport, especially when Mark Coleman was coming up, especially back in these days, back when he was the Hammer. They were just lifting and fighting and just huge, he over there fighting with no gloves. He had wrestling shoes on. So they were just doing as much damage as possible. So I believe, they were self-medicating. If you guys watch the Smashing Machine, you see him self-medicating, trying to treat pain and injuries and trying to perform at a high level. It was a different time period. Different time period. These guys probably sparred hard all the time. They're lifting heavy all the time. They're taking all these supplements. They're angry. Cranking someone's neck off, slamming people, slamming themselves. Was it Mark? I think it was Mark Kerr that slammed himself, knocked himself out. He was slamming the other dude, knocked himself out. So it's just a crazy time, So, a lot of those fighters, a lot of those old athletes got a lot of addictions. They already got an obsessive personality, to be the best. And then, they get hooked easily, man. They get hooked. So be careful out there, Talking about fighters and history, we got Carlson Gracie. You guys know Carlson Gracie. He was one of the, best fighters from the Gracie family. But for some reason, people keep vandalizing his statue in Rio de Janeiro. Let's see why. If you clicked on this video for the thumbnail, we're gonna get to it, guys. I'm a boomer now, guys. I go slow. I gotta talk, but the show goes kind of fast too, though. It's not too slow. Let's see. It says, in a disheartening, make it bigger for you. I want to make it bigger for you guys. Give me 1 second. Where's my filters at? Let's see. Move over. This thing ain't working. Is that working? Oh, yeah, it's working. I don't know how. In a disheartening turn of events, the iconic statue of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Grandmaster Carlson Gracie has been removed from its home in Copacabana, following a second act of vandalism in just 1 week. What was once a proud tribute to one of the greatest pioneers of the gentle art is now undergoing urgent restoration, and the martial arts community is left asking why. Give me 1 second, guys. Put my window down. We got a lot of grass over here, man. They be cutting the grass all the time. It just rained. It's raining and they're cutting the grass. They don't care. I was about to say, a lot of people don't like the Gracies. What was once a proud tribute to one of the greatest pioneers of the gentle art is now undergoing urgent restoration. It was unveiled in 2019. The Carlson Gracie statue quickly became more than just a landmark. It was a pilgrimage site for jiu-jitsu practitioners across Brazil and the world. Carlson, who passed away in 2006, was not only a central figure in the Gracie family legacy, but also a revolutionary instructor and coach who developed some of the sport's greatest champions. For over 40 years, he taught in Copacabana, helping to shape the very identity of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This past week, however, the statue fell victim to 2 consecutive incidents of vandalism. First, the commemorative plaque was stolen. Then came more severe structural damage that forced city officials to step in. According to the Rio de Janeiro Municipal Department of Conservation, the statue had to be removed for what they described as rebuilding due to the extent of the destruction. Perhaps most troubling was what was discovered nearby: drug paraphernalia. Despite the statue's location just steps away from the police presence, the area had become a hotspot for illicit activity, suggesting systemic neglect of public spaces, even those meant to celebrate cultural and sporting icons. Says several underlying issues may explain why the statue became a target. Again, urban neglect, inadequate surveillance, and growing tensions in Rio's public spaces have left monuments vulnerable. This wasn't an isolated incident. Other cultural landmarks in the city have suffered similar fates, but the repeated attacks on Carlson Gracie statue highlights a painful disconnect. While the world celebrates BJJ as one of Brazil's proudest exports, its hometown guardianship has faltered. Some have also pointed to the rise in street crime, drug use, and homelessness in the area. which may be contributing to the desecration of public property. Local law enforcement's limited resources and stretched responsibilities mean that monuments, no matter how meaningful, fall low on the list of priorities. So, I'm not sure where the jiu-jitsu people had to defend the statue at, huh? There's no jiu-jitsu school in Copacabana that can go, just send some dudes over there. It says practitioners and supporters are urging the local government not only to restore the statue, but also to implement better security and maintenance for monuments honoring Brazil's sports heroes. For a community built on respect, discipline, and tradition, the repeated desecration of Carlson Gracie's memorial feels like more than vandalism. It's a reminder that preserving cultural heritage takes vigilance, not just sentiment. Until the statue stands again, Copacabana is missing a piece of its soul, and the jiu-jitsu community is missing one of its proudest symbols. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. The youth don't care. Some of those people, the people vandalizing that statue weren't even born in 2006. They don't know who Carlson Gracie is. They can't afford jiu-jitsu lessons. Why would they care? What did the Gracies do for the regular people? The Gracies didn't even teach the regular people. As far as I know, the Gracies don't even deal with people in the favelas, the poor people. They only dealt with the rich people. So why would poor people care about the Gracies? Why would poor people? Why would someone struggling to eat and have a place to stay care about the Gracies? They wouldn't. Spirit of Jiu-Jitsu says, I'm in Brazil and most people have no clue of the importance of BJJ to the world. You got to remember in Brazil, a lot of jiu-jitsu people are seen as thugs. Yeah, the Gracies were thugs. Hickson and Carlos Gracie, Helio Gracie, just a bunch of thugs. Starting fights at the beach. You trying to go to the beach and some Gracie dude in Speedos over here trying to fight you and choke you out. A lot of that's marketing. The UFC happened in America. Yeah, so people learn what jiu-jitsu was in America and, around the world too. But people in Brazil, they remember the Gracies. They don't remember them fondly. They're like those scam artists over there, allegedly. He said the people that ran the circus, the Gracies. I don't think the Gracies had the best reputation in Brazil. That's their fault. They're over there starting fights. People using jiu-jitsu to beat people up at the disco, at the bar, at the beach, at the dance hall, wherever they at, at the jiu-jitsu people, man, yeah. And even the cop, remember the cop that shot Leandro? He did jiu-jitsu. Only Ryan Gracie got a bad, man. He terrorized a lot of people. Ryan Gracie. Yeah, he terrorized a lot of people over there in Brazil. Yeah, it wasn't just him, man. Renzo, all those Gracies. I like Renzo too, but he crazy as well. Hodger is terrorizing. Why did Hodger have to leave Brazil, guys? He over there terrorizing trans people. It's terrible. We got some news. Danaher says, the one skill most successful people in jiu-jitsu have. They're trained by me. That's what he says, right? Let's just see his post. It says, all the most successful people I met and trained in jiu-jitsu have an insatiable desire for knowledge and a tremendous willingness to do the physical work to transform that knowledge into skill. There were great differences among them all, but those two commonalities stood out as clearly as the sun and moon. So he says you need to have insatiable desire for knowledge and the tremendous willingness to do the physical work, to transform that knowledge into skill. I I agree. You gotta have the willpower, the desire to get good, and then you gotta have the willingness to put the work in. I think nowadays people don't want to put the work in. They want the easy route. They want the ecological solution that makes them super good in 5 months. And they want to be famous and popular and have people know who they are without really doing much. It says Danaher has spoken about this in other ways as well. He says the only thing that counts is the skills you have. I know plenty of black belts that suck. There's a lot of them out there. Don't lower your standards by saying I want to get a black belt. Ask yourself something much more important. How good do I want to be? And the answer is you want to become good, really good, right? You want to be the best you can. Wearing a belt around your waist doesn't guarantee that. Build skills, focus on that. Nowadays the belt don't mean much because a lot of schools have watered it down. And I like Danaher's policy because he don't really graduate nobody, right? Everybody's kind of, until you're ready, he gonna cook you. But you go to these other gyms, if you're not Danaher, people be like, I want my belt now. I'm paying you. I deserve my belt. People be like, basically like tracking you down to be promoted. I want my blue belt. I want my purple belt. They're whining, grown men whining about their belt, crying about their belt, pleading for their belt. They do everything but go and train. They do it. People out there do everything but train to get the belt. Yeah. So I think this was actually from yesterday, but it's good to read it too. So yesterday, June 6th, I believe, Sunday, Anthony Bourdain died 7 years ago today. He started BJJ at age 58. Wow. I don't want to hear no complaints. Well, he had a lot of money, so he could actually train however much he wanted to. But, I know a lot of young people. They too busy to train. They got the wife won't let them train. The work, they're too busy at work. Man, I don't know. When I see old people training, that's very inspirational to me. Because I see these young dudes, they got so many distractions. They got the girlfriend, they got the video games, they got everything else in the world but time to train. So to see someone like Anthony Bourdain started jiu-jitsu at 58. He received his blue belt and won an IBJJF NYC Masters event. He lurked on here and he was on Reddit too. So he did more for jiu-jitsu than a lot of the Gracies did. A lot of the Gracies just take profit. I think Anthony Bourdain did a lot more than most people. I mean, he also had the reach. He had a reach that was, almost incomparable to anybody nowadays. Spirit of Justice says, I feel the same way when I see old people running. Yeah, man, you see an old person out there running, you better get your butt up and run too. Says John's blue belt beat the average black belt. Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, any blue belt that trains is going to beat the average hobbyist black belt that trains once a week. I mean, I could beat some black belts up as a white belt. If you're training hard, I mean, this is old school black belts that weren't training but once or twice a week. And eventually, if you're old black belt, eventually, the young guy's going to start taking you down. When I'm like 50 years old, I don't think I might be tough, but I'm not going to be the same as I am now, or I'm not even the same as I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, So there will come a time where the young lions will come to slaughter us old people, but we could fight it off as long as we can. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the kids, I mean, even nowadays, some of the blue belts can beat the black belts. Green belts can beat the black belts up. If you're technical, the kids that have been training nowadays, they've been trained 10 years by the time they get their blue belt. So they technical, they flexible, and their body's working. Man, they got me. Body already beat up, neck jacked up, knee jacked up, elbows jacked up, wrist jacked up, ankles jacked up. I mean, everything jacked up. I'm trying to hold it together. But yeah, shout out to Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P. You know, I wish Jiu-Jitsu could have helped him a little bit more. You know, if you guys need to get help, okay? Says I got to hang out with him when I was touring with a band called These United States. He was a complicated dude. He held a lot of pain, and we talked about it. I'm an adopted kid with issues of my own. I got to hug him, and I went to let go, and he held on to me for a little bit longer. And for a second, I got to feel what a dad probably feels for his son. We talked until he died. Yeah, you know, I did a video on Anthony Bourdain. You guys can check it out on my main channel. But yeah, he had a lot of issues. And he didn't get famous until he was like 45 or something, I think. So he was only famous for a little bit, you know, a little bit of time. So he spent most of his career trying to make it, you know, and he also went through a lot of stuff. I mean, everybody goes through a lot of stuff. Mattis says, I think BJJ black belts should be like judo. You got to compete to earn it. I say that, but you know, people say I'm too hard. I'm old school. I'm a boomer. Nowadays, people get their black belts when they whine enough. If you complain and whine enough, you get your black belt. Easy. I don't know what to say. That's just the time period we're in. People don't want to train hard. People don't want to warm up. People don't want to drill. People don't even want to roll. They want to just do ecological or do whatever they want, and then they want to get the belt when they want it. They're customers. You know, it's not a martial art anymore. It's customer service. It's so weird to miss someone I never actually met. I feel like we lost a real legend with him. We did. I always mention I'm not a big celebrity guy. Couldn't give a care about most of them, but the only two that have ever really hurt me were Bourdain and Robin Williams. Both very similar in how they passed away. The way he spoke about things in such a complimentary but annoyed tone sometimes resonates with me. He's just from New York, man. That's how New Yorkers. He from New York. The pain is seeping through his words, and he finally had enough. I wish he had found peace while he was still here. I miss his rational, irritated words. This is beautiful. My buddies in a band called Haha Tonka were in an episode with him. Super underrated band. He was big into music, you know, of course, food, cooking, cuisine, jiu-jitsu. He had a lot of different interests. Travel. Says, you're welcome. He for sure could be a mean person. I don't know what else to say. And knew all too well, but he dealt with this stuff just like any of us do. He just had to deal with it publicly, which intimidated. I don't know what that means. Which is an incredibly hard thing to do. And he understood that he chose the life he did. Life is hard, man. This shows how great his character was. It's incredibly humbling to meet someone that has so much pain and continues to help. Yeah, well, yeah. You had a lot of stuff that happened, man. Yeah, a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, man. A little quote from Anthony. If I'm an advocate for anything, it's to move as far as you can, as much as you can, across the ocean or simply across the river. The extent to which you can walk in somebody else's shoes or at least eat their food is a plus for everybody. Open your mind, get up off the couch, move. Be open to new experiences. Be willing to try new things. Don't have a rigid plan. Accept random acts of hospitality without any judgment or fear. Don't be afraid to wander. Don't be afraid to eat a bad meal. If you don't risk the bad meal, you'll never get the magical one. But I think most important, be humble, be grateful. The world is filled with people doing the best they can, you know, who love their kids, who would like to put on a clean shirt every morning and live their lives with a little dignity, have access to food and water and hope, just like anybody else. Anthony Bourdain, 1956 to 2018. So, I always forget he was a writer too. That's how he got really famous. His writing, he published like articles in the New Yorker or one of the magazines, and that later became his book, Kitchen Confidential, which led into his series, which led into him becoming famous. So again, he didn't get famous till he was older. So yeah, man, shout out to Anthony Bourdain, man. Yeah, shout out to Anthony Bourdain. I might post that quote on my Instagram. That was a good quote. What kind of maniac takes up BJJ at 58? I started in my 40s and I felt I was going to die. I miss him. I started at 39. Don't fear death, brother. We welcome it. I just started at 52. Man, I love these old guys training, man. These young guys too busy. Can't train, too tired. I got to go out and party. I can't train. His ex-wife was highly ranked. She's still competing. What was her name, guys? I don't remember. Octavia? His ex-wife was highly ranked. He decided to sit in on a few sessions and caught the bug. If I remember correctly, I wish I'd kept at it. I might pick it back up, but I need to work on my cardio or I will die. Yeah, so this sounds like a lot of people, you know, they kind of give up jiu-jitsu. I know a lot of people give up jiu-jitsu. Most people are going to give up jiu-jitsu. Let's see. I started at 57, had no previous grappling experience. Looking back, really don't know how I made it through white belt, other than I was determined not to quit. At 66, I'm usually the oldest person on the mats. Wish I could have had a role with Bourdain. He seemed like an authentic guy. R.I.P. Says my dad did. He recently won blue belt pans for his division in Absolute Masters. Your body is not a temple, it's an amusement park. Enjoy the ride. Rest in peace, Bourdain. Yeah, Kitchen Confidential, good book. You learn a lot of good stuff, the behind the scenes in the kitchen world. Yeah. Says Bourdain is probably my favorite celebrity ever. He had a major influence on me as someone that grew up with a serious fear of flying and travel anxiety. What an awesome individual. So, shout out to Anthony Bourdain. Did they show that at the UFC? Oh, they showed this at the UFC, guys. Pretty cool. I think it was UFC. Yeah, that's awesome. Says my son is a fan of his. He didn't like BJJ when we enrolled him, but after hearing that Anthony does BJJ, he started showing interest. I met him when I was just starting out as a chef. Kitchen Confidential made me want to get into the industry. Never meet your heroes. I met mine. He was the best. Yeah. Had the pleasure of rolling and talking with him for quite a bit when he visited our gym. I always wonder what he would say about the current state of affairs if he was around today. He'd probably be a brown belt too. June 25th was his birthday. June 25th was his birthday, and a lot of folks commemorate that day as Bourdain Day. Great day to do some jiu-jitsu and talk about mental health. Also, I prefer to remember people for the days they lived, not the days they died. Just my 2 cents. I had the pleasure of training with him one day. I was new to the school and was sitting on the mat by myself waiting for class to start. He saw me and came up to me and said, "Hey, are you new here? I'm Tony. Nice to meet you. One of the nicest guys I ever met." Yeah, most of those celebrities don't train. They take in private classes. We're going to get to Ask Her in a little bit. We're talking about Anthony Bourdain right now, which he passed away, I think. Yes. It's like the Memorial Day was, not Memorial Day, but He passed away 7 years ago, like June 6th, I believe. I met Tony when I was visiting Henzo's, and he was very kind. I had an unfortunate incident involving Eddie Cummings, where my knee got popped, and Tony expressed some empathy towards me that made me just a slight bit better. Didn't fix my knee or anything, but that small act of kindness went far for me. Wouldn't claim we were friends or anything, but he felt kindred in that moment. Yeah, we're gonna get to Ben Askren. If you looked at the thumbnail, you clicked on this video because of the if you clicked on this video because of the thumbnail, we were talking a little bit about Anthony Bourdain before we get into it. Thanks for sharing this. Him and Ronda Rousey are the two biggest reasons I'm into BJJ. So it was really sad when he passed. I'm going through his comment history, and it really does sound like him. Comparing BJJ to food is amazing. Rest in peace, Tony. Anthony Bourdain was a man I looked up to. I read his books, watched his shows. Heck, I even got to roll on jiu-jitsu mats with him for 2 days, and boy, did it feel good to make your hero tap. Oh, that's messed up, bro. I'm not one for celebrity worship, but Anthony Bourdain was my ideal of a man. He was talented, yet constantly searching for self-improvement. He was known for talking and his writing, yet he listened, as evident in how his thoughts on social issues have evolved over time. He grappled with men and internal matters. He was a man of great passions and compassion. For the longest time, I told my friends my dream job was to be his personal assistant. Yeah, a lot of good posts. Yeah, you got a lot of people in the training. It says Henzo Gracie / Danaher black belt here. Anthony was there when I was training there. We sparred once. He was always pleasant. Lots of well-known people came through the doors of the Blue Basement. I always gave people their space. Some of my friends there were better friends with him than I was. I was sad after his passing with our brief interactions. I was there at the New York Open when he won his division. One thing that always stuck with me was when he was waiting for his match, he was clearly nervous, but no one came up to him or asked for pictures. The same thing, well, don't take pictures when people they about to compete. Yeah, don't even talk to people when they're about to compete, bro. The same thing after his match. He was walking around with his daughter in the city college gym. Despite hundreds of people in the gym, no one interrupted their father-daughter moment. While I hate on BJJ culture all the time, I was genuinely proud to be a part of it when I witnessed everyone's collective respect for him that day. I can't read that comment. Reddit. I can't read every comment on Reddit, guys. But yeah, RIP to Anthony Bourdain. We got another post. This dude's got 6 fingers on both hands. So, don't grab that dude. Don't let that dude grab you, man. I think it's real. Is it real, guys? He got that double thumb grip. Got that double thumb grip. My man got the super. What's his grip strength? Somebody get the grip measurer, the grip tool out. The one they have you grab it and you see the number. Yo, don't let homeboy grab you, man. Let's watch that one more time. Does he not have a thumb, or his thumb split into 2 kind of working parts? Yeah, but that's 1 more finger. That's 2 more fingers you got to worry about getting jammed up. My man got the super grip. All right, shout out to homeboy. I'm a little tired of this. I do want to look up R wrestling though, R MMA. We're gonna look up Ben Askren in a little bit, guys. Actually, he's coming up now. Let's look on Reddit too. So you guys were wondering what happened to Ben Askren. There's been a few things, few different stories going around. So Ben Askren hospitalized with severe pneumonia, unable to respond to anything at this time. So this was posted June 7th, which was 2 days ago. It says retired Ben Askren. You guys know Ben Askren. Collegiate wrestler, MMA fighter, commentator, personality. Retired UFC veteran Ben Askren is currently hospitalized with serious health issues, including severe pneumonia. Askren's wife, Amy, posted about her husband on Facebook after wrestling insider Pat Mino, I messed that up, I know, first posted about his condition on Twitter while also mentioning that he was dealing with a severe staph infection. So I'm always, staph is real, guys. If you don't believe in staph, what are you doing? You guys need to make sure you're showering and cleaning those mats. And if people got stuff, all right, hey bro, take care of it, come back. You may have heard that my husband Ben is going through something, Amy posted on Facebook. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. We welcome all prayers for healing and for peace. We're trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them thoughtfully, so please refrain from discussing it with them for now. That was Amy. That's Ben Askren's wife, Amy Askren. Askren, 40, just recently signed with Real American Freestyle, we talked about that a few times. This is Hulk Hogan's new wrestling promotion. The new wrestling promotion, started by WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan and former WWE and WCW executive Eric Bischoff. At the height of his career, Askren was considered one of the top welterweights in the sport after he won titles in both Bellator and one championship. He eventually got a pop-up coming up. Thank you. He eventually joined the UFC as part of perhaps the first and only major trade between organizations, when one sent him there in exchange for Demetrius Johnson. Askren's run in the UFC ended with a 1-2 record, including a victory over Robbie Lawler in his debut, and then subsequent losses to George Masvidal and Damian Maia, two good fighters. A few weeks after the Maia fight, Askren announced his retirement from MMA, but he eventually returned to combat sports after booking a boxing match against Jake Paul. The fight ended with Paul scoring a first-round knockout in Askren's lone boxing appearance. Since then, Askren has primarily focused on coaching wrestling in his home state of Wisconsin. Shout out to Wisconsin. While still dabbling in MMA coverage, including a podcast he does with UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier. So we're going to read some comments. Wishing him the best. Terrible news. He is tough. He will make it. Those infections might be taken serious and react in advance. Wishing all the best for Ben and his family, especially the kids. Praying all goes good in Ben's prime Bellator run. I was just a kid, and I remember going to one of his wrestling camps and his coaching, and it was super cool. Then seeing him go to the UFC, and it was super cool to feel like I knew a UFC fighter. Now I just own some of his disc golf stuff. Oh, he's into disc golf? I didn't know that. Wishing Ben the best in his recovery. He handled his losses better than Masvidal handled his win. When he first came to UFC, I didn't care for him. I didn't like the stoppage versus Robbie. And as time went on, Ben became a stand-up human, won me over. So we're going to look at Reddit too. Someone says, also, Ben's career is very underrated. Remember when he annihilated Andrei Korshkov in Bellator? I don't remember that. But perhaps what I like the most about him is his passion for teaching wrestling. In one interview, I recall him talking about how some coaches turn people away from the sport with poor coaching, and how taking a more cerebral, technical, and inquisitive approach to wrestling coaching could fuel passion instead of snuff it out, filling students' curiosity on the art and treating it like a proper martial art. I respected that. Also respected his creativity too. So let's go to Reddit. This is from 2 days ago. I'm not sure if it's been updated. Crazy news. I hope Ben is going to be fine. Ben might be the GOAT of good guys in MMA. Hope he comes out all right. What happened? Nobody knows as of right now. Clarification hasn't been posted. Just asking for prayers for his family. I see. Thanks, bro. Hope he's all right. Update. Sounds like he's in critical condition, battling a staph infection. So we've heard pneumonia. A lot of different stories going around. Another poster said, had a close friend die from a staph infection last year. Hope Ben can pull through. I knew that staph is nasty, but I had no idea you could die from it. If the infection is allowed to spread from the initial site and affect organs, it absolutely can. Absolutely. Keep in mind that MRSA is a general term for staph infections that are resistant to most antibiotics, and they kill people on a regular basis. So, guys, take this stuff seriously. My kidneys were hanging on by a thread due to the antibiotics needed to treat MRSA. Also lost some bone. That sucks. I got off pretty easily compared to you. Got it during a vasectomy and managed to spread it to everyone in the house after my doctor completely misdiagnosed it. Having a big MRSA sore on my scrotum. Oh, dang, that sucks. Absolutely sucks. And the month it took until everyone was clear was awful. But we never got to the point we were in danger. My mother got it on a separate occasion and spent days in ICU and nearly died. Staph infections are absolutely no joke. Holy crap. Glad you're okay. Do you do BJJ Muay Thai, and did it start and spread somewhere sensitive? I had one on my head recently and the itch drove me nuts. He says it was an unrelated injury and that needed surgery. I got the infection, I'm fairly certain, during the surgery. The rest was a series of doctor mess ups. This stuff's real, man. You guys think it's a joke. Think it's a joke out there. This stuff real. A lot of people, I can't say no names. A lot of schools out here, a lot of jiu-jitsu schools, they laugh at this stuff, knowing full well this can put someone in the hospital or worse. All infections can turn systemic or septic. He says systemic. I don't know. And trend down into sepsis. Someday when we're all old and have frequent UTIs, random skin tear infections, pressure ulcers, or the flu puts us on our butts, we'll all find out the hard way. Yeah, when you get old, the staph infection, if your immune system's kicking, you're good. But when you get older, that immune system not really operating the way it needs to, that pneumonia, those ulcers, the flu, that stuff gonna beat us up, bro. You resistant to every antibiotic, you screwed, bro. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you immune to all the antibiotics? Says, yeah, it can pretty easily get into the bloodstream and make you go into sepsis. I was hospitalized last year with one. I think that's how Kevin Randleman died. I believe it was heart attack or something. Yeah, Randleman's staph infection was literal nightmare fuel and completely wrecked his immune system. Can we find a picture of that for you guys? I don't know if we can show that. Not only can you die from it, it can also happen extremely suddenly and fast if you're young. It might be slightly different type of staph, but I got osteomyelitis in my leg when I was younger. Went downhill very fast. Very high fever, a ton of pain. They didn't know what I had at first, so they had to culture it. But they were able to save my leg, and then I was on antibiotics for a very long time with a PICC line. So definitely can go 0 to 60 in a few days. I have a nice crater in my elbow from a staph infection. That stuff is scary if left unchecked. Sepsis, don't mess around. You can ignore going to the doctor for lots of things, but infections are not one of them. You get an infection in your finger, you can easily lose it. I almost had to get a finger amputated because of a cat scratch. Infections can spread to your bone, and if it spreads into your blood, you'll go into sepsis shock and die. Is there any reason so many fighters get staph infections? Does it pass like ringworm? All the wrestling training, which is close contact involving sweating on mats and rolling on it over other people's sweat and germs, etc. Your skin is also always messed up from mat burns. Your immune system isn't at its best because you're overtrained, and lots of gyms don't clean as often as they should. Guys, make sure your gym is cleaning up. It's a perfect storm. My friends who train at TriStar call it tri-staff, and it's not as much of an exaggeration. So make sure you're going to schools that are clean, guys. You know, if you're paying money to train, you can tell the coach, hey, listen, you got to clean the mats. You need some new mats, or hey, this guy got staph, kick him off the mat. A lot of MMA gyms are extremely unsanitary. I've rolled in some that only mop once a day. Yep, that's where you get staph. Most commonly, you get it from rolling on mats with people who are infected. They deposit staph onto the mats. You get a friction burn, and then you're exposed. And then your exposed wound rolls over that spot. Roll for a couple of hours at the time, and it's bound to happen sooner or later if you don't religiously clean wounds and shower constantly. It says you don't even need damaged skin. You get boils like crazy from staph if you aren't religious with your hygiene when rolling. Gyms and training facilities are full of people sweating on the mats, their clothes, each other, etc. Lots of places for staff to hang out, like mats, pads, other training gear, and so on. Even if you're meticulous with cleaning and disinfection, and not all are, staff can still spread in that kind of environment. Someone says his wife made a post, severe pneumonia, not staph. Staphylococcus pneumonia. Here's the full name for you. Okay, didn't know that was a thing. His wife said pneumonia, it's no joke. Not trying to speculate or anything, but hope he's okay. Severe staph infection. Pneumonia is a general term for inflammation caused by the lungs, causing the lungs that causes symptoms, inflammation in the lungs that causes symptoms like dry cough and trouble breathing. Its seriousness has a huge range for something caused by indoor air quality that's an annoying cough to the thing that ultimately kills you because your body can't fight off a growing infection in your lungs, infection from virus, bacteria, and or fungus, etc. Pneumonia is often something that takes hold after your body has been beaten down by some other disease, i.e. something like cancer or AIDS. It's extremely sick, needs to be if extremely sick, need to be hospitalized, and pneumonia takes hold in the hospital and might be the acute cause of death. But pneumonia would never be an issue if their immune system and other bodily functions hadn't been severely affected by cancer or whatever the virus is or whatever the fungus is. So unfortunately, it can be both staph infection and pneumonia causing some serious health issues. Worsening pneumonia when you are already hospitalized in critical condition is unfortunately a very bad sign. Someone says, my brother just passed 2 weeks ago from a sepsis pneumonia combo. It's very serious and can happen quickly. It says staphylococcus infections are no joke. I always lather any little bumps on my skin with 70% rubbing alcohol. A month ago, I had a little bump size of a grain of rice. I noticed right before bed. I woke up and had a nasty, hot, discolored patch the size of my phone. Wow. They definitely are not. Just seeing what it does to the healthiest, best athletes in the world, and the medication messes you up too, and your biome. I hope he's all right. No point in speculating. I hope whatever happened doesn't prove fatal for Askren. God, I wonder what happened. Literally nothing about him online other than these tweets. I hope it was nothing serious. His wife posted he got severe pneumonia. So it could be connected to pneumonia and the staff. It's all a perfect storm, guys. So make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Make sure you're taking care of your facilities. Make sure you're taking care of your training partners. We're very, very balanced ecosystem. All it takes is one person getting sick and passing it to everyone else. Says it's definitely serious when people are asking for prayers, unfortunately. Last time they did, that was for the Rumble dude. Hoping the best for Benny. It says update, Ben's wife shared that he's battling severe pneumonia and not responsive. Not staph or a car accident, as has been shared. To be fair, if it's bacterial, most common Streptococcus pneumonia is close to Staphylococcus aureus, and both are an infection, just different bacteria. Positive is antibiotics does help with that one, but kind of hard to fight not having air. This is really sad. I was watching videos yesterday from his time in the UFC and his parody videos of Adele's Hello. It made me nostalgic because I only started watching UFC in 2019 and remember when he joined. Hope he pulls through. He coaches my son. The hospitalization started with a severe staph infection and then moved on to pneumonia. It's been going on for over a week. So yeah, that's pretty bad. I hope everyone in the gym's doing okay. Hope the staff didn't spread. This sounds extremely serious. Putting aside all the memes and trolling, this is real stuff. Please pull through, brother. Supposedly, he's battling a severe staph infection, but then again, a lot of people are saying bad car accident. Either way, it doesn't sound good for Funky. I want Ben Askren to stay alive. We all do. Doesn't sound good at all. I hope he pulls through. Whatever the situation, I hope Ben pulls through and makes a full recovery. Awful news. Wishing you a safe and quick recovery, Ben. You're a good dude and deserve to pull through. Wishing the best for Ben Askren. Hope he makes it out. Whatever, this is okay. Hopefully he recovers quickly. Posting positive energy for Ben. It says, Ben inspired me to get back in the gym a while back. I feel I owe him a little bit of the good health I'm in now. He's one of the true nice guys in MMA. Thoughts and prayers for Askren and his family. Thank God he is alive. He is a warrior and will pull through. Yeah. Not something we want to hear. How does a staph infection lead to severe pneumonia? Well, your immune system goes down. Pneumonia is very, what's that word? Opportunistic, It says, based on his wife's tweet, sorry, I'm not familiar with it all. Sepsis, you get a lot of organ failures from it. Lungs could be directly infected or often just fluid-filled from inflammatory response. Basically, they need to support the organs for a few weeks till the antibiotics clear the infection, and then the body can start bringing the organs back online. Looks like it's pneumonia, and he's not reacting to anything. Probably Legionnaire's disease form of pneumonia if it's that serious. It's easier to just get pneumonia instead of having people have to Google the specific type. But if he's not responding to treatment and it's pneumonia, that could be high on the tier list of seriousness. I had a staph infection in my foot once. I did too. I was misdiagnosed. It was misdiagnosed as gout. The misdiagnosis almost caused my leg to get amputated. My foot was in intense pain for 3 months. Staph infections are serious trouble. I'm rooting for Ben. Yeah. This is guy. I don't want to read that one. Let's see. Pneumonia is not to be taken lightly. A little over 5 years ago, one of my best friends went to the ER when he was subsequently diagnosed with a severe case of double pneumonia. He would never see his home again. Sad couple of weeks for a man's fam. So I didn't realize staph infections could be life-threatening. You didn't realize staph infections could be... Who is this dude? Is this like he ignored it and didn't go to the doctor or what? Ben isn't even very old and seems very healthy. Well, staph doesn't care how healthy you are. Staph job is to take you out and repopulate itself and spread. It's a virus. It's a bacteria. Yeah, I think it's a bacteria. It's just trying to spread and replicate itself, reproduce itself. Staph is brutal. The speed with which it can become septic and infect the blood and lungs is crazy. Even catching it and healing from it, depending on how large the infection was, is crazy. It has to heal from the bottom up, as opposed to most wounds which scab over and heal down. Says staph is extremely serious and life-threatening bacterial infection. It will kill you if it isn't treated. Everybody that participates in combat sports should know this and how to recognize symptoms on day one. All that said, per his wife, Ben is in the hospital with severe pneumonia and not responding to treatment. Not staph or car accident. No, listen, it's staph turned into pneumonia. Severe staph infection. He will make it, but it's nasty. Let's see. Anything come up? We're trying to see. They had a few posts to his wife's. Can we see another post? I think we read this one. Yeah, we read this already. We're gonna go back and see if we can find anything else. I did not. I don't want to sign up. I don't want to sign up. What's my thing? I don't remember what my information is. Hey, one show. Ooh, it's not saying. Looking at some updates. Former UFC fighter Ben Askren hospitalized. It won't show. Come on, show the comments, bro. I don't want to sign up. Can I? Let's see if we can log in. I don't know what my information is. Let me switch you guys off for a second. Don't you guys see my information? Can I sign up with Apple? What's my information, bro? Why are you sending me confirmation code? So yeah, keep Ben Askren in your prayers, guys. He's one of your guys' favorite fighters, personalities. I don't see any information up here. Okay, let's see. You guys know I'm not on X, bro. Too much explicit pictures and stuff on there. Alrighty, I think I got it up here. Yeah, too much explicit stuff on here for me. Let's see if I can switch it to Amy. I'm looking for. Oh, that's not her. That's a different girl. Yeah, so I'm looking for some more information. I can't find his wife. She was on here earlier. Did it post on his X? Hopefully nothing comes up, guys. I'm hoping. Is his wife on here? I can't find her. Real time, bro. This ain't no fake stuff. Real time. I'm searching real time over here, man. Who else live stream? They over here searching real time for you guys. That's her Instagram. I want to see her X account. Can we find her X? I guess she's into she's in real estate. We're looking, guys. We're looking. I can't find her X account. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I can't find her X account. Maybe it was earlier. Was that a post or something? Let's see. We're searching, guys. We search. I'm searching real time. We searching real time over here. Hopefully nothing pops up that we're not supposed to see. So this is from Mark Bader, the wrestler, I believe. Yeah, we read that. Where is her post at? Where's the original post at, guys? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Was that hers? Well, we've got another one. Let's look at the wrestling room with Pat Minnow. Let's see if there's any updates. How did I look at the comments? Yeah, he's battling severe pneumonia. Prayers needed. I just came from the MMA Guru stream. They're all spamming. Don't say that part. I know it's stupid. Apparently some lies flying around. Stay strong, Funky. This is beyond terrible. Prayers for you. Prayers. Just watching. Oh my God, please be watching over your son, Lord. Okay, someone's saying a prayer. Prayers don't say that. Prayers. Everyone's just saying prayers. I want to see the original post though. Yeah, I'm looking for the original post. I can't find the wife's. If you guys know the wife's, if you guys can find the wife's Twitter account, send it to me. I can't find it. But yeah, anyway, this stuff's serious, bro. Here, that's what someone said, what platform did she post on? I don't see it anywhere. Can I see the comments? Can I not click on anything? Facebook. Facebook. We're in the wrong area, guys. We're doing some live research, man. Who else doing live research, man? Who else doing live research online like me? Huh? Who doing live research? Finding the details of the story. I just want to know. Was that her? That definitely not her. That's definitely not her. Amy Askren, where are you, girl? I can't find this girl, man. Bro, we searching all over the place, bro. We all over the place over here, man. I'm the number one jiu-jitsu detective over here. I ain't found nothing. Oh, did I find her? Did I find her? Oh no, Amy, I don't care about your That's definitely her. I don't see it though. Is that her? I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know if that's her or not. I thought it was her. Oh my gosh! Maybe I'm not the best jiu-jitsu. Maybe I'm not the best jiu-jitsu detective. I thought it was. Oh, that was her. I just can't find her her other page. Okay, we found it, guys. We found it. We found it. Oh my God, it took forever. We found it. All right. I think I'm gonna read through this, and this might be it for today, guys. I'm a little tired. And again, send your best wishes to Ben Askren and his family, his wife and kids, his wrestling community, his MMA community. So we read it earlier, but we're gonna read it again for people that are asking for Ben Askren updates. It says, you may have heard that my husband Ben is going through something. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. We welcome all prayers for healing and for peace. We're trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them through thoughtfully. So please refrain from discussing it with them for now. Someone says, oh, Amy, I'm so sorry to hear this. I'm praying for Ben and all of you. So sorry to hear this. Praying for you, for him and your family at this time. Hoping he gets well soon. Sending prayers and hugs. A lot of prayers. Sending love and prayers. So sorry to hear this. Keep Ben and your family in prayers during this time. Sorry this is happening. Yeah, so mostly people just sending prayers, not really asking what's going on. Sending love to you and the family. I was hoping there might be something new on here. Thank you for the update, Amy. Vince is very worried. Okay, well, that's personal. The Askren family is the best. Sending hope and prayers to you guys. Crazy, nobody's really asking what happened, but they just saying prayers. Guys, don't send the same message. Says you're doing great, bro. Thanks, man. He's one of the toughest guys I know, trusting in the Lord to bring complete healing, praying hard for him. Rest and heal up, Ben. My mother went through the exact same thing. She made it out just fine. Well, we don't know his case, Hopefully he does. So far we think it's staph that turned into pneumonia. Again, your body's systems are connected, so Ben is strong. He'll be okay. I know it. But in the meantime, be a little selfish once in a while. Be sure you take care of yourself. He needs you to be healthy and strong too. My man Ben got a real one, man. Some of us, we ain't got no real ones holding our back, Yeah, a lot of prayers. You never know your impact on people until stuff like this happens, You never know how loved you are until, stuff like this happens. Nobody's really asking what's going on, but, a lot of just sending prayers. Yo, you might just get healed up all these prayers. You got all these prayers, you might be healed up, man. Got some scams in the comments too. Talk about herbal remedies. Nah, take that antibiotics, bro. I am sure it was performed throughout the diagnosis that if Legionnaires was possibly present, I'm a survivor of such a deadly yet commonly untested disease. Someone did mention Legionnaire's disease. Not sure how this appeared on my feed, but I'm on day 11 in the hospital. Nine of those in the ICU with strep A pneumonia with a staph infection in my blood. Sending so many prayers to your family. So a lot of people actually going through this stuff or have been through it or had family members or friends going through it. So again, guys, take care of your health. You got some infection, go get it checked out if you can. I did have a YouTube video about this. We're not gonna watch. We're gonna watch some YouTube. I think we're just gonna watch this on.
Well, today is gonna be a day.
We're gonna listen to Jess on Fire. We're gonna listen to him talk about. Hopefully, I don't get hit with a copyright or something. We're gonna listen to him talk about Ben Askren. I'm gonna maybe have him just do the audio. I think I might be okay if it's just the audio, possibly not the video. So we'll see if I can finagle this, guys. If the live stream does get taken out, that means I got hit by Jess on Fire. Hopefully, Jess on Fire is cool. We're gonna subscribe and like the video. We just want to listen to your audio a little bit, bro. We're not ripping off your video. We might look at something else while he's talking. We were gonna watch that Tynan highlight, but we ain't doing that no more. So let's see. I might go back to Reddit while he's talking. I might look for some other details. Okay.
For MMA news, I apologize. I have to be quiet because it's really late at night after the UFC. But my goodness, man, we got a couple stories here with Ben Askren and Nick Diaz that are very concerning. Listen, dude, like the life of a fighter after their career. I mean, listen, lots of guys, they do fine. They go into other things, and other guys. I mean, I don't know how much this one with Ben Askren has to do with like damage that he's done to his body throughout his career. But given that I'm hearing that it's a severe internal staph infection and he's in critical condition, his family thought he's like, I mean, he still may die actually, but they were, I mean, it was bad enough that they were almost certain he was going to die. And I can tell you guys a little bit about what's going on, but obviously prayers and good thoughts go to his family because he's a father, husband, you know, he's got kids, and it's a really bad situation with Ben Askren. And, you know, it's like the thing that happened with Stephen Bonner. When Stephen Bonner died, they said it was a severe staph infection. It turned out it was a fentanyl overdose, but like for a long time they said it was a staph infection. Could have been both, dude. Who knows? And then the Nick Diaz thing, he's his girlfriend is reporting that he's been drugged and forcibly taken to a rehab center in Mexico, and he's being confined against his will. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, so a little bit more of a somber video than the one that I will have either posted before or after this about the UFC last night and Merab's incredible performance. But yeah, so I'm gonna read through this article here on Ben Askren, then we'll do the Nick Diaz one, and we'll talk about, you know,
we're not following Nick Diaz, guys. We're following Ben Askren today,
etc. So former UFC fighter and Bellator. Oh, by the way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to help me out. You know, help yourselves out. You know, or whatever. Former UFC fighter and Bellator champion Ben Askren is in critical condition after contracting pneumonia. Well, I'll tell you what happened afterwards. So, after several reports that Askren was facing a significant health scare due to a staph infection, a Facebook post by his wife, Amy, was shared on social media. You may have heard that my husband, Ben, is going through something. He developed severe pneumonia, which came on very suddenly. He's currently in the hospital and unable to respond to anything at this time. That's very scary. Like, can't respond. I don't know if he's asleep or like what, but we welcome all prayers for healing and peace. We are trying to keep life as normal as possible for our children currently and doing our best to support them thoughtfully, so please refrain from discussing it with them for now. Chael Sonnen briefly addressed the situation on X, posting, Ben is alive and prayers are wanted, family choosing privacy at this time. So I guess, so staph local pneumonia is apparently pneumonia brought on by staph infection. Dude, staph is scary, man. Especially if it's MRSA, you know, like, I don't know if you guys know the difference between, you know, different strains of staph, but, like, the MRSA is very resistant to antibiotics, and it developed over a period of time because people were, I think it's like people were not finishing their courses of antibiotics, or they were taking antibiotics too much, and so this strain of staph became very, very resistant to antibiotics, and it's insanely dangerous. When I had staph, like I had a serious bout of staph last year that like I couldn't get rid of, dude. So like, it was, you know, I was never able to culture it. Every time that I would go to get seen, it would be like dry by the time I saw it, and so they couldn't culture it. But like, you know, I've talked to multiple healthcare people, given how it responded to certain antibiotics, they're like, dude, it's probably MRSA, because that, like, it shouldn't have been that hard to get rid of. But yeah, I talked to people, you know, because people on the channel knew that I had it, and there were people reaching out telling me about like their experiences with staph, and they were, you know, the horror stories were all MRSA, you know. Dude, I had a cop tell me that he was in the hospital for I don't know, like maybe like a shooting victim or something like that. Something happened in the hospital, and someone with staph, like he got cut, and someone with staph, like, so it got like the MRSA got straight into his bloodstream, and he should have been dead. Like he was hospitalized for like 3 months or something like that, and you know, like it's super dangerous. So yeah, like very few details of Askren's diagnosis or status are known beyond this post. Yeah, I mean, like what I heard is that they were essentially certain he was going to die. And his current status is actually kind of like miraculous, and he's still in critical condition. So miraculous brings us to critical condition, and he can't respond. So like, that's how bad it was. He was like, I heard that he was at a place where he had been at some conference, and he just started feeling I don't know what brought it on, but he checked himself into a hospital, and then he just completely deteriorated, like very, very quickly. And pneumonia. I mean, if you don't know what pneumonia is, it's where your lungs fill up with fluid. It's horrifying. I've heard. I mean, you can't get oxygen.
Yeah, shout out to him. So we got one more post we're gonna look at from Chael Sonnen. Nah, I think this will be the last thing because I need some lunch, guys. Tournament week. I gotta eat. Not too much. Ben is alive and prayers are wanted. Family choosing privacy at this time. And that was response to someone asking, "Can you get us some confirmation on Ben Askren?" What happened? Yeah, people always asking what happened. Ben is a good man. His wife posted. We read that post. All the best to Ben Askren, Chael Sonnen. You're the GOAT. Thank you. Been keeping Ben, his loved ones, and dedicated health professionals in my prayers. Thank you. What's happening? People keep asking what's happening. Staff accident, and he don't listen to anybody on here. So as far as we know, he's got pneumonia, and that's the story. All right, he's been unresponsive. We're hoping for the best. He's a father. Godspeed. We can't lose Ben. He's 101. Praying for him. He's indispensable in the world of wrestling and is a good man. Let's pray for a miracle. Praying for you, Ben. Much love to the Askren family, and here's hoping for a speedy recovery. Not my favorite fighter or MMA personality, but I wish him well and hope he has a speedy recovery. Shout out to Kayla Harrison. Hey, Kayla Harrison, what's going on? What's she doing? Kayla, not to downplay Ben Askren. We're hoping for the best, but we can also celebrate Kayla Harrison. She just won the UFC, her first UFC title. Good morning, champ. She in the bed with the. She better wipe that thing off. That thing got staph on it. that thing definitely got staph on it. So yeah, guys, be careful out here. Shout out to Kayla Harrison, 2-time MMA world champ, PFL, and now UFC, and 2-time Olympic champ, 2 times mom. So shout out to her. She doing it. She just won her belt. Very inspirational. She over there hanging out with Trump. Yeah, guys, I think that's it, man. So we talked about a little bit of stuff. UFC, BJJ. We talked about UFC, BJJ. How nobody's happy with that. We talked about Anthony Bourdain. Shout out to Anthony Bourdain. Biggest celebrity we're gonna have in our sport. We talked about Ben Askren, a few fighters like Kayla. Shout out to my boy Pedro. My boy Pedro's got a birthday, so I'll post on social media about that. So hopefully he's having a good day, maybe eating some acai and enjoying some good some Chinese food or something. He's Puerto Rican, but he likes the Chinese food. So that's it, man. I'm tired. I'm gonna try to be live this whole week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 12 ish. We got a tournament on Saturday, so I'm getting ready for that. Otherwise, I stay consistent. If you guys like this video, man, let your friends know. We got a live stream, jiu-jitsu live stream. We do cover some wrestling news, some judo news, and some jiu-jitsu news, of course. We watch videos. We break down stuff. We break down matches. We do a lot of stuff. There's no limit to what I can do on this channel. I posted an instructional video the other day. I'll pull that up real fast. That I shot a long time ago. I just didn't post for whatever reason. So you guys welcome to check it out. It's not getting that many views, but the watch time has been pretty good. So yeah, I did it on, that's our video right there. I got too many videos, guys. Where's my channel at? I got 2 channels, guys, just so you know. So we put out a video recently on how Adele submits everyone. So you guys can check that out. Oh, you guys can't even see. Here you go. Whee! This one right here. Your boy. I still do some techniques, guys.
Hit play. All right, guys. Today we're gonna be.
We go over some techniques and yada yada. Might be boring to some of you, but if you want to learn some good techniques, you guys check that out. Otherwise, that's it, man. I'm done, man. Have a good Monday, guys. Stay out of trouble. Wash up, shower up after training, and be healthy out there, man. That's all I can say, guys. So peace out. We got some sponsors too. Inverted Gear. If you want to sponsor Inverted Gear, you want some Inverted Gear gi or no gi stuff, go for it. We also got BJJ Mental Models. So I'm gonna go work on a video for them, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.